one other question. I mean, you say that you don't think you're going to get in trouble. Our sources in the CIA are saying they're still deciding how to react to your going public. Some are also suggesting that maybe the CIA has put you out there to do exactly what you said, which is put this all into context. Have you been given authorization by the CIA to speak out?
No, I haven't had any contact with the CIA.
All right. If you can stick around for a minute. Joining me now, MSNBC political analyst Lawrence O'Donnell and Republican strategist Jack Berkman. All right. So, Lawrence, look, we're hearing, and look, I get exactly what John is saying about the difference in the time, about the way people were thinking in 2002 versus the way that they're thinking now. It doesn't change the legal issues, however, and it seems that the administration is still kind of skirting this issue of whether waterboarding is legal. I mean, it sounds like they're saying everything they did was legal, but they won't comment on waterboarding.
Yeah, this is, Dan, this is extraordinary television. To be sitting here with a former CIA agent who's participated in this at this level of the story is something I'm just amazed by. If I could just presume to ask one little follow-up question, which is to Dan's question about, do you think the White House knew? Could you tell us who do you think in the White House knew about this method, about the existence of the videotapes?
Yeah, there was an approval process in place where the request for permission to use enhanced techniques went first to the National Security Council, then to the Justice Department, and then back to the White House, and it was the President that gave final authority.
Well, Dan, if I can just, I don't want to interrupt, but I would say one thing. You have to understand, I can tell you the way the Bush family does things, both Bush and his father are really walled off from discussions of intel.
Well, that's kind of sad.
Well, I mean, they make high-level decisions, but they do have, you can make of it what you will, but I can tell you as a practical matter, before we get into the discussions, they have a history of walling themselves off from that. So it's very unlikely the President, very unlikely, just as a practical matter, he would get into a detailed discussion of intel.
When look, let me ask it to you this way. Do you think, knowing how important Abu Zubaydah was when he was captured, all right? Don't you think that the President must have been involved in the discussions about what to do to him?
In a theoretical way, I would say yes. I don't think it was the President who said, I think we should waterboard him today. But yeah, I think the President had the final authority to say, yes, I approve of these enhanced techniques as enhanced techniques in the interrogation process.
Lawrence, does John's going public help or hurt the President?
It sounds, as of this point in the discussion, as though it hurts the President. And I can see in certain ways how it helps the CIA. And I think it does raise the question of, does the CIA want John to be out here right now, which we've already dealt with. But, we do have some evidence about the President's personal interest in specific al-Qaeda figures. We do know through Bob Woodward's books and other people who've researched what that the President, for example, had a most wanted list in his office. And as they would be found or executed killed in action, he would cross them off on a specific list with pictures of them, in his desk in the Oval Office. So we have little bits of information about just how specifically interested the President was in each one of these guys.
Keep in mind, Dan, what I would say is, and I don't want to single out Lawrence, but a lot of our friends on the left have their talking points written either way. God forbid if there was some kind of suitcase bomb or some dirty bomb to go off on 59th Street, the CIA would get blamed just as badly, and Ted Kennedy and Jane Harmon
did you hear what Lawrence said, Jack? He said he's not blaming the CIA. I mean, what he just said is John's account actually helps the CIA, but may hurt the President. So in terms of talking points, maybe it's yours. Maybe you're the one who has the talking points because you're not listening.
Many are, and I certainly don't want to single out Lawrence, but many in Congress are doing just that. The other thing, Dan, from a legal standpoint, keep in mind, it's not clear to me any laws were broken. I don't know that the tape in question was ever under lawful subpoena. Just because members of the 9/11 Commission and or Jane Harmon or somebody is clamoring for it, that doesn't mean that the CIA has any legal obligation to turn it over.
John, when you went public, when you decided to go public, how did you think it was going to be perceived? Which way did you think it was going to cut in terms of who was going to go after you?
I thought I would be trashed in the blogs, which I'm told I'm being trashed in the blogs, and I think that
we all are.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. I'm told that there is some division at the agency that I've heard today that a third of the people think that I did the right thing, a third think I should have kept my mouth shut, and a third think I'm trying to pitch a book or a movie deal. Or run for Congress, I heard today.
Do you regret going public, John?
No, I think this is a real intelligence success story that needs to be told. The American people want to know that the CIA is working hard to protect them. They're generally not influenced by politics, as difficult as that might be to believe. But this is a success story, and the American people are getting their money's worth out of the CIA.
And you have told us the story. John Kirikou, thanks so much for taking the time to come on the program.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Lawrence and Jack, as always, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.